Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another episode of Added Time. Hope you're all doing well and keeping safe on this Monday. Today we're going to be talking about Willian, his future at Chelsea, and some of the quotes he gave yesterday that I think are really interesting, and then talking about Willian's time at Chelsea, and then I'm going to be answering your guys' questions as promised later in the video. But before we get into all of that, just want to ask you guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Hopefully this week we will be hitting the goal of 6k subs, which will be incredible because only just over a week ago we hit 5k, which is absolutely brilliant. So thank you for the support. So please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. So let's get into it with Willian, because a load of players are out of contract soon, and Willian is one of them. And of course, we spoke about Pedro, some of the quotes he gave recently about his time at Chelsea that then got corrected by Chelsea. But Willian has given quotes, and it's a little bit different with Willian because we have known for a while that it's likely he will be leaving. He's asked for 3 years on a contract, and Chelsea apparently are only willing to give him 2. That's been confirmed several times now by Willian, and he gave these quotes yesterday to Fox. As you can see here in Sky Sports reporting that Willian says Chelsea contract renewal beyond summer is unlikely. Brazil international, who previously revealed he was holding out for a 3-year extension with Chelsea, only offering 2-year terms, is out of contract at the end of June. Speaking to Fox Sports, Willian said, "I've built something fantastic at Chelsea. I'm especially fond of the fans and the people that work there, and I felt very settled. Everyone knows my contract is up in a few months and it looks like it'll be difficult to secure an extension. I think it's unlikely that I'll renew because Chelsea offered me a 2-year deal. I asked for 3 and it ended there. There were no more talks or negotiations. Chelsea said that 3 years would be impossible, so at the moment it seems unlikely that I'll extend, but nothing is impossible." I think it is inevitable. We've known this for a while, and I think it just feels like the right time for Willian to move on. 3 years, I think, is a little bit much for a player of his age, 31 years. And we know Chelsea, and most were giving like 1 year, but to even offer 2, I think, is a lot. And the fact that Willian still wants 3, I think, is a bit much, considering Chelsea have invested heavily in Christian Pulisic, in Callum Hudson-ODOI, now in Ziyech, younger players in his position. So to expect 3 years, I think, was a bit ridiculous. But the reason I want to bring this up is because some of the stuff I've seen on social media from fans towards Willian and his time at the club have just been so classless and distasteful, like celebrating the fact that Willian's leaving. And I can understand frustrations with Willian. I see it not only in the comments of my videos, but, I have frustrations. I believe that Chelsea should be rebuilding in that area, and they have been. But to completely disregard Willian's ability, to completely disregard anything Willian's done at Chelsea, and say that his time at Chelsea hasn't been a success and he's never done anything for the club, and to just be so classless and distasteful, I just think is so wrong, and it's so disrespectful to a great servant of the club, someone who's been here since 2013. I absolutely hope that when he does leave, there is going to be an appreciation for his career at Chelsea, because I think he deserves it, and I believe he does deserve the respect, not only for the special memories he's given us, some brilliant goals, even as recent as this season, but I think it's clear to me, and with all the criticism of his ability and his performances, the fact that several Chelsea managers have consistently made him a first-team regular says a lot about his ability and his the person he is as a character. To continue for several managers, several characters with different philosophies to all back Willian several times and put him in their starting 11, I think shows you a lot. Yes, there's frustrations about his consistency and performance, but I really hope in the long term and the long run, people look back at Willian's career, his Chelsea career, with fondness, because I think he absolutely deserves it. Please let me know your opinions on Willian, his time at Chelsea, your opinions on him. Do you think fans have been harsh on Willian throughout the years? And maybe some of your favourite Willian memories, let me know in the comments below. But I want to get into some of your questions now that you submitted yesterday. We've got a few to get through, so let's start here with Neyman, who asks, what do you think about a change in the system, a shift from 4-3-3 to 4-2-3-1, mostly to have a proper number 10 position, generally taking a look at our current squad, if not for Coutinho? Yes, Coutinho very much is a classic number 10. You don't see many classic number 10s. We did hear when Frank Lampard originally arrived that a 4-2-3-1 was going to be his preferred formation, and he's shifted between mostly a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, and then of course a 3 at the back every now and then. It's interesting because even when Mason Mount plays as a number 10, he doesn't play as a classic number 10. You'll see him shift wide, mostly to the left. He loves doing that, which is why you've seen him sometimes play wide as not an inverted winger, but also just a wide player in a 4-3-3 rather than a 3-4-3. I think probably if you're asking me who would be a number 10, I think Mason Mount or Ruben Loftus-Cheek maybe. Even Ziyech maybe could, of course, play as a number 10, so he could play there as well. But I don't know. It's still hard for me to pinpoint what the system's going to be, because we've seen so many. Currently, as we're just going by recent games, it's a 4-3-3, which is my preference, but it could be a 4-2-3-1. And if it is a 4-2-3-1, I would say it's going to be between Mason Mount and Ruben for who takes that spot. A-Man asks, is Loftus-Cheek going to be a massive impact to our squad like everyone says it will be? Absolutely. I do believe this when he comes back. I think out of Chelsea's sort of young players, which you can still sort of regard him as one of those, he is the most ready to make the jump up to become an amazing player. You know, I think just before he got that injury, he was really coming to the best form of his career. You know, he was anticipating runs across the box, you know, scoring big goals, winners against Cardiff. You know, that goal against Brighton was absolutely quality. I spoke about Loftus-Cheek the other day. I think he is going to have a massive impact. I really do. And he's providing something that Chelsea have lacked pretty much since Lampard left, a consistent goal scorer from midfield. That still, we need goals in that midfield. Even with Mason Mount doing well this season, we still need more goals. And I absolutely believe Ruben is going to offer that. And he's going to offer even more competition to that area that already is very stacked. I do believe he's going to have a massive impact, absolutely. He's one of my favourite players, and I can't wait to see him back on a Chelsea shirt. And I do feel he will have an impact that will make him a regular at Chelsea for many years, in my opinion. Baggy TV asks, the Coutinho transfer is not one that you fancy, but do you think a player like Mason Mount can learn from Coutinho should he come to Chelsea? Yes, because he is a class player, but I feel better experience of Mason Mount is what he's got this season, playing 41 games. I think all of that time on the pitch is much better than sitting behind a Philippe Coutinho and sharing that time. I think the experience he's gained as a player, playing for Chelsea, having a really good time at the start of the year, but then going through those difficult months where he may be fatigued, he lost some form, but then to come out at the end of that and improve as a player, I think that time is going to be invaluable to his career at Chelsea. I really do. And I think it's better than sitting behind someone on the bench. I really do. I think that is going to be so much more beneficial. He's going to have learnt so much this year in terms of his career like he has in previous years, especially playing for Chelsea, the scrutiny and pressure that is playing for Chelsea and having that Chelsea shirt on. And I just think that Coutinho, I don't feel like that for me is a good enough reason for Coutinho to come to Chelsea. Yes, of course, what Coutinho's done in his career, but I believe Mason Mount playing on the pitch regularly is better for his development than learning from a player coming in my opinion. And lastly, sorry if I butcher your name, so I'm just going to say, Roy, how much impact will Cover, Kante and Georgie have on the development of Gilmour and Ampadu, or even Gallagher, though I think he needs a Premier League loan? Absolutely, I agree with you on Gallagher. I think we'll be getting a Premier League loan. I think they can all impact. It's dependent on their personal Chelsea careers. Kovacic, I think, is Chelsea's best player. He's going to be here for a while. Kante, we're not sure, and even Jorginho, we're not that sure how long he's going to be here for, especially with Billy Gilmour coming into it. I think it's good. I think what you've seen is that Gilmour, we don't know about Ampadu, because in truth with Ampadu, it's hard to know. I think, of course, you're assuming that he's going to be a midfielder. I don't know. He could be a central midfielder, but I think he's more likely to return to Chelsea and compete to be a defender. I do. I think he'll be a centre-back at Chelsea, just because I think he's got a better chance of getting into that area than getting into midfield, because then you're just getting into ridiculous territory for the number of midfielders we have. Of course, some can leave. I don't think they're going to have a negative impact on their development. I feel if I was to throw another name in there, maybe Tino Andrin, all these players, some are going to have to be let go eventually, because it's realistic. Some are going to make it, some aren't, especially in regards to the young players. And I do feel that Jorginho potentially could leave in a couple of seasons. Kante, if his fitness doesn't return, could leave soon. And that will free up space for the likes of Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour is going to be competing at the base of Chelsea's central midfield. And if Chelsea play a 4-3-3, he's going to be competing with Jorginho. He is. I don't think he's going to be competing with Kante. So he's probably got a better chance of minutes. Conor Gallagher won't be really, I don't think, competing with maybe Kovacic. He'd be competing with Mason Mount and Loftus-Cheek, who I've spoken a lot about in these questions. I don't think negatively it's going to be difficult, and of course not all of those players. I don't think all of Gilmour, Ampadu and Gallagher will make it. I think one of them will potentially leave the club, which is sad, but that's just realistically the way it goes at a top club like Chelsea. Not everyone can have minutes. So that is it for this episode of Added Time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for submitting your questions. Sorry to those that I didn't get around to, but next week, of course, we'll be doing the same on Added Time. You can submit your questions and I can potentially answer them there. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and a notification bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea. Stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you again.